afternoon, good evening, good morning, folks. We're paying you at this your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body, talking to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, can you believe it? We have just one more week left of November, and it's be time for Thanksgiving. God, what happened? Time flew. Seemed like it's just crazy, So, folks, as a content maker, I reach out to anybody who would like to share their story, especially in the sport of bodybuilding. And this lady here, she competes in bodybuilding, and also she's a coach and a trainer. We have here the lovely Mrs. Nikki Treadway. We welcome her, and we thank you for the time she's given us. And we like to let her share her story, how she got in a bodybuilder. So, ma'am, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. Super happy to be here.
No problem. So, this is a question to ask you ladies. What got you started in the sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
Well, originally I was really overweight. I was about 350 pounds, and I was in a just bad place in my life and decided I needed to change. So I joined actually Weight Watchers and started doing some HIIT training and stuff at home, like on the P90X videos. And then I joined a place called The Camp here where I live, and got super interested in like the HIIT training and all that stuff, and then decided that I wanted to give it a shot. And then I started actually powerlifting. I never competed in powerlifting, but those were my roots. And as I built more muscle, I didn't really want to keep lifting heavier. So I decided, what else can I do? And then I decided, well, we'll give bodybuilding a try and see what happens. So here we are now, 150, 160 pounds lighter.
Well, I can tell you, I can understand going through because I was at one point I was almost 500 pounds, and
Wow.
I'm right now I'm right under 400. I'm like about 398, and making those changes in your life, that's pretty good for you. So, what's the experience like for you since you started? And what was your first show and what was it like for you?
My first show, I was super nervous. I mean, I'm a single mom, have two kids, great kids, but it was very nerve wracking and scary to try and embark on this like bodybuilding journey. I had a great coach at the time, and she really like led me through the process and, helped me a lot, guided me, and dealt with all my meltdowns during prep. And the biggest thing for me was I have terrible stage fright. I don't like talking to people, really being in front of people. It makes me super nervous. So by the time I actually got on stage, I was like, I kind of froze when they were doing the first round of comparisons. Totally. I was like, I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying. And I think I really, like, I wear hearing aids, have a hard time hearing anyway, but I really was just like, I had a whole mental block. So I was terrified. I just stood there, and then finally kind of got it together. And, I was just proud of myself, like, to be able to do that, but absolutely terrified at the same time.
Yeah, it's tough because people don't understand that bodybuilding is not as easy as a lot of people think in their mindset. You look at it because you gotta just pump up some muscle, you take steroids, yeah. But there's a lot of stuff involved in it, the training, the regimen, and it's a good thing you have a coach and y'all have a good relationship. Are you still with that coach?
I'm actually no longer with that coach. I have a new coach now, but she was perfect for me at that time, exactly what I needed going into my first show. And she was patient and kind, understanding. So yeah, I'm not with her anymore, unfortunately, but I do also really appreciate the time and effort that she put into helping me.
And who's your coach now? How long y'all known each other?
So my current coach, his name is Frank. He goes by Deathless Fitness on Instagram, but he's great. I've only known him for a few months, and then really like dialed in my training the past couple months, and just I looked at him and I told him, I said, hey, I've won 2 shows and I want to go pro. And I mean, he put me through it. The first leg workout with him, I threw up. Like, I've never, listen, I've been working out for like 10 years now, and I've never thrown up from a workout. And my first workout with him, I mean, I totally just yacked everywhere. It was terrible. But he really put me through it, see what I was made of. And, he's really great. Like, he's super patient, but most of all, he's so knowledgeable. He talks about cell division and, the best way for women at, my age group to train. And so he's great. I really appreciate him.
Well, that's a story. I know leg days were the tough days for anybody, but to get you to throw up,
yeah, it was terrible.
What he had you doing, like Bulgarian split squats?
Oh, okay. My first leg day with him, he had me doing 80-pound pause goblet squats, like out the gate.
What are those? Because like I said, there's like hat squats, there's squats like that goblet squat. That's kind of new to me.
Yeah, so there's a goblet squat. You hold the dumbbell in front of you like a goblet. That's kind of like, it looks like a goblet. And your feet are elevated on a plate. So you go all the way down and you have to pause at the bottom and then come like 3/4 of the way up and pause again. So you never get the release of standing up and like letting your quads go, like you're in tension the whole time. So and he made me do 4 sets of 12.
So that's really helped with your legs and also with your quads and your the tie-ins, right?
Yeah, that along with your core, because you're literally holding an 80-pound weight in front of you. So it's a leg day movement, but everything is definitely involved in it.
We have some people come here. My man KL the Wanderer, shout out to KL. He says, "What's going on? Not much, brother. Welcome." Also, he says, "Change is good. Well, most of the time." Yeah. Also, he said, "You should have sung to the audience." LOL on the stage. He's a cracker.
When I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, he said Figaro. But also he says you should have. I think he said that again. He said it twice. And this is from my man. Lawrence Perkins says, "Good evening, Nikki, George, and KLA. Good evening to you, brother." So, what was your first show like? And you also you already done 2 shows already. And what were those shows?
So I did the Fresno Classic last year. So it's a local show here. And then 2 weeks later, I did the Santa Clara championship show. And they had like a little miniature version of like a fit expo at the same time at the Santa Clara show.
Mm-hmm. So that qualifies you for nationals, right? Because it was a regional, because you won your class.
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
So what's the plan now that you already regionally qualified or nationally qualified? You're going to, because there is a show this weekend, the Masters USA's, and I think the Nationals in 2 weeks. Or you coach like you want to try it next year, since you got a year for your qualification.
Yeah. So Masters is this Sunday, and actually my teammate that is coached by the same coach as me is competing. So he first competed 2 weeks ago, and then he won his overall. So he's competing this weekend Masters. Hopefully going to win and go pro. But my plan personally is I'm spending until probably about February, March. I'm on a lean bulk. So still trying to put on maybe a little bit of size, keep the size that I have right now. I've got about 84 pounds of muscle. So I'm just trying to hang on to that while cutting fat at the same time. And then I'll go into a cut right around then, March, April next year, a slow cut, because I'm going to try and compete Masters Nationals next November.
All right. Okay. Pretty good. So, as you've been doing this for a while, you're a coach and trainer, what advice would you give somebody, especially like yourself, a mother with kids who get into this bodybuilding? What would you say to somebody who started like yourself?
Oh, my advice would just be to start, just commit to something and start. I went from 350 pounds and suicidal to, 19%. I'm currently off season sitting at 19% body fat. So I went from like 60% body fat to 19, and my life is not perfect by any means. It's a shit show half of the time. But I'm much happier, healthier. I do my blood work. My actual health age is 29, 30 years old. And I'm 41. So it's just, everything is just a lot better when you take care of yourself.
I understand that because, I just turned 50 a couple of days ago. And, I know sometimes it's not the same anymore when you're we were young and you spry, can run all day, run all night. But then when you start getting older, you just can't move like you used to. You got to find ways to get yourself in better shape. We heard from a man, Chad Davis. Shout out to Chad coming through. He says, hey, brother George, happy belated birthday to you, man. Hey, Miss Nikki, it's Chad Davis giving you a huge shout out, sweetie. I follow you on Messenger on your probably know. Yeah,
Oh,
Chad.
so nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, Nikki, when I get a new girl here, he's got to be acting like the episode Chappelle show when Charlie Murphy meets Prince, and Prince and his dad and Nikki Free was with that group Shalimar, and he thought Nikki Free was a girl. Said like, Shalimar got a new girl. She finds a motherfucker. That's how to act when you get a new girl in here. So, Nikki's a new girl. She finds a motherfucker. So, so like I said, you have 2 kids. How old are kids? And what's your names?
So I have a 22-year-old son. His name is Jake, and he's great. Works full time. Great girlfriend. Has his own business. Super smart. And then I have an 11-year-old daughter that really acts like she's like at least 25, and expects her daily Starbucks already in her skincare routine. I didn't even know what skincare was when I was 11. I was like playing in the mud still.
And I was 11. I was wrestling with my brothers and my nephews and playing, kids games. We didn't care about skin. We just care about having fun and eating junk and stuff like that. And your son's named Jake. Jake.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. That's from Denzel for Training Day. I usually do that for another guy named Jake Wood, and that's the guy who said with bodybuilding. So if you've been doing this for a good while, who do you follow in the sport? You have anybody you admire or anybody you look up to?
The gal that just won Miss Olympia, like I think she's so gorgeous, super muscular. My favorite part about her though is she still looks really feminine. I feel like after you're in this for a while, like a lot of the women that I've seen or know, after you start taking so many supplements, so much gear, whatever, you start to look like a man. And that's kind of the first thing I told my coach, like, I don't want to look like a dude. Like, I don't want I don't want my face to change. I don't want to look like a guy. So, and then my Santa Clara show, I actually got the privilege to meet Linda Murray. She's so beautiful, so amazing. I love her. I follow tons of female bodybuilders. I just love seeing them all and watching the posing and stuff like that. Cause posing is definitely something I have to work really hard at.
Well, the person you mentioned is the lovely Miss Andrea Shaw. I mean, she's
awesome.
She is beautiful, inside and out. And I know, guys, you follow me. You hate when I do this. A while back, a friend of mine, I'm always going to say this, shout out to Eunice. Eunice is my dear friend, Eunice Kitchens. She was at the Olympia in 2023, and she got this issue for me. And I love this. Reason why I love this issue because it's the first and one of the few issues you ever see female bodybuilding cover of a magazine in years. And she saw Andrea, and she signed it for me.
Nice. I love that.
Yes, because doing this content, I enjoy what I do. And I really pleasure when I get like people I become friendly with and they send me stuff or ladies who I know or like Andrea, she didn't know me, but she sent me that and she signed it for me. Like to quote my other guy, if you get us something, never do it for free. So, yeah. But yeah, I saw Linda Murray 2 years ago. She amazing lady, really she had a great physique back in the day. I remember when she competing. Bodybuilding has changed over the years because you compete in women's bodybuilding. Also, you have done physique too, or that's just women's bodybuilding.
So my first show, I entered in physique and bodybuilding category just because I wasn't kind of sure. And I didn't actually win overall in physique when I competed. I won overall in my class, but I didn't win overall, like the whole thing. She came in a lot leaner than me. I mean, it was my first show. It was like her third show. So I actually didn't win physique, but what I did realize by doing physique in that show is that I'm a lot bigger. Like her and I next to each other, like I looked like a giant. So I decided that, I didn't want to have to atrophy muscle or lose muscle to stay in physique. I like the muscle that I have. I like being strong. So I just decided I was going to keep building and just stick with the bodybuilding class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it works with depending on your genetics, how you built. I know some ladies who one point was physique, but then switched over to women's bodybuilding. I know some ladies who was one point even in other divisions switch over to like wellness. depending how you grow as an athlete. It's a process. And often I say this, you don't just trust the process, you have to understand it. Then you fully invest yourself into it and fully trust it. Here we have here for a man, Chad, he says, but she's amazing. He must be talking about Andre. He also might be talking to you too. This is for a man, KL. I was watching the TikTok video of these women bodybuilders in Vietnam, and I would say two of them look like you couldn't tell if they were a woman. Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna say it like this: no matter who you take, you can never be a man. A man is a mind state. We talked about this, and we done this. I have a podcast called Muscle Talk Mondays. You can have some very masculine features, and
Yeah.
but you can never really be a man. That's the mind state. I'm a man.
Yeah.
If someone look like a man, they have boobs like I do. So So what we're going to do while we have Nikki here, we're going to jump into her social media for a bit. So if you want to follow her link in the description of the live. Support her, show support. These ladies can really use it because this is a tough sport. It's mentally, physically, financially, emotionally draining, and any support you can use is very valuable. But guys, I'm gonna tell you this, and Nikki, it's no offense to you. I say it's a warning to all you guys out there. Guys, this is a lovely lady out here. She got kids. No D pics. I don't want to hear her son beat some guy in the middle of the street because somebody says his mother some nasty shit. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to hear him say no Jake. So,
Listen, you sent dick pics. I'm screenshotting. Like that's it.
Yeah, some people, like I said, do this content. Ladies tell me some crazy shit, and guys can be weird like that. So here we can jump into her social media, and you have really come a long way. I mean, this is a recent picture of you. This is like 2022 and this October. Wow,
that's crazy.
You basically really tapered in. You really see the development. It's a big difference, night and day.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, and this was which show? This one here.
That was the Santa Clara show.
Mm-hmm. What was the critique you got from the judges? What they told you afterwards?
You know what? I actually chose not to get judges' feedback because I already knew a lot of things to work on. I needed to come in a lot leaner and just keep building. So I didn't ask for judges' feedback, to be honest with you.
Well, like I said, most people don't get the judges' feedback. Well, I think most people do, but every now and then people may not want the feedback because they already know what they need to work on. Because, like I said, it's a process as we go. Bodybuilding is like a marathon, not a race. Now, what's the thing you feel like you need to work on the most overall?
Right now, my huge focus is my back and just getting leaner and, doing that. But, my focus right now is my back and my legs. They tend to hold on to like most of the fat in my body. So those are my big things to work on at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And which you feel is your best quality?
All of me. No.
That's true. It's all of you.
I'm just kidding. Physically, my best quality. I don't know. I like my shoulders and my chest. Those seem to develop pretty nicely. And then, I do have big legs. They, like I said, they just hold on to my fat. But, by far my best quality is just the fact that I'm really, really strong. And I like being strong. I don't want to just have big muscles. I want to be functional and be strong too.
Yeah. You want to be strong like Bear. Yeah.
Say that again?
You want to be strong like Bear.
Yes, exactly.
And this is a friend of yours or, some clients?
Yeah. So I teach a glute class on Thursday nights. So these are just some of the girls that I was teaching them how to hip thrust.
And how long have you been an instructor?
I got certified back in 2019.
Mm-hmm. And you like the process, like, is your clients mostly wellness clients? You ever think about working with athletes too?
So I have one girl that she is, we're planning on her competing in figure division at the end of next year. We have some muscle building to do. And then a lot of my other clients, actually, funnily enough, tell me, I don't want to look like you, but I just want to like lose weight and be better.
Yeah, that's always what some people say. I don't want to look like you. I just want to look tone. That's not it. So the thing is, when you're building a body, it's about the work in the process. You never know. You're not going to look like you because you know what? you don't follow the same plan or regimen as you do. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is you have to work as hard as me. You have to lift as heavy as, I mean, it takes a lot. Like you don't just wake up one day and go curl some dumbbells and all of a sudden you look like that. Like, but that's what people think.
yeah. And his picture here, it's nice of a, it's cool. This is, I think, your friend. He did this. He, did a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah. Brandon drew that for me. Love him. He's so awesome.
Yeah, and you guys also see that you do some unboxing. You ever, you still spar, you still practice?
No, I've never actually sparred with anybody, but I fell in love with boxing. That was kind of part of my fitness journey. I fell in love with boxing probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and I got a really great boxing coach, and I learned a lot from him. But yeah, I love boxing. I love anything cardio that's not running.
Yeah, I think some people say boxing is pretty good. Also, swimming is pretty good for cardio. You don't want to do a lot of running because it takes just
Yeah,
much
I
energy.
heard swimming too, but I'm not a big swimmer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't. Last time I've been in a pool was maybe 10, 20 years ago, and it was Disneyland. I can't swim to save my life. I just sit and wait in the water, like at the kiddie side. But yeah, it's whatever works that gets you to that level, it's good. I mean, like I said, bodybuilding's a tough sport, and it's not for
Yeah, I love
everybody.
it.
Yeah. And like I said, that your first time you were scared, and that's the thing about this. It's tough because you got to be out there and you got to present yourself. Because some people, especially not very in their comfort zone, you got to think about it. You're
Yeah.
wearing a posing suit. You're halfway naked. You're out there in front of a lot of people. You're dehydrated. You're starving. But you know what? For you ladies, especially for bodybuilding, you have to do it for the love of it.
Yeah, definitely for the love of it. And you're not like halfway naked. You're like 97% naked. I was so worried about things falling out of my suit like the whole time.
Well, I've seen that before. I remember it was years ago as a bodybuilder I used to be a fan of, Denise Messino. She had very well endowed, and sometimes she'll do
Yeah.
a pose and, it'll pop out every now and then. Or I know they were interviewed a while back. She was doing a show and she had a wardrobe malfunction. Her top of her strap broke. I mean,
Oh,
those are things that can happen, especially if you think about it, if you're in like a division like wellness, figure, or bikini, or
yeah.
fitness, we got to wear high heels. And
Yeah.
last thing you do, you want to walk on the stage and your heel breaks.
Yeah. That's one of the first things I told my coach. Because originally I was like, well, maybe I should go for wellness because I do have big legs. I have a bigger lower half. And then when I found out I had to wear the heels, I bought some like practice heels, and that was like a hard no. So when I got my coach, I was like, as long as I don't have to wear heels, I'll do whatever you want. Like I don't care.
Yeah, I know that's the last thing you want me doing. Especially, it's one thing you're wearing like every day. You wear heels, just go out with the girls, whatever like that. But then you're on the stage, and I know it's just not. I know somebody's telling me like this. It wasn't something what to do because they want to get their feet into the heels. And like taking one lady told me she took her blow dryer and just loosen up the leather a little bit or the strap a little so
Yeah.
you get her feet in.
Yeah, when you put those on, they're pretty thick, they're pretty tough, so you have to kind of make a mold to your feet, and that's the easiest way to do it is with blow dryer.
Yeah. Just shout out for my man. KL says, I can't swim neither, George. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This says also, this is from my brother XA Gucci 23. Shout out to XA coming through. He says this. He says, salute George Panel and Nikki. Thank you, brother. Also, shout out to KL. He says, Brandon should put you in a comic book drawing like that. Yeah, because
I know how we should tell Brandon.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's something to do. Also, he says this. He says, yeah, you ever thought about doing strong women competition? Well, you say you was doing powerlifting for a while, but you never
Yeah.
competed.
I don't know why I never competed in powerlifting. I never really connected with I explored it and never really connected with a coach. I have a friend that does strongman, and he coaches for strongman, but I like the more defined physique as opposed to just being like big.
Mhm.
So that was kind of why I went away from that. But I probably could have done pretty well in powerlifting. I mean, I lift pretty heavy, but maybe when I'm done bodybuilding, I'll try competitively powerlifting. Who knows?
Well, I know quite a few bodybuilders who started out as powerlifters, and then they transition because either for one reason because they got tired of lifting heavy, or
Yeah.
it was just something for them to do because they want to get up powerlifting. Now, some ladies who did CrossFit, everybody has a start. Whatever, were you coming up? Were you very athletic as a child?
No. No, I think I played soccer in like maybe elementary school, and I played for a couple years in high school, but I was the goalie because I was not very athletic. Like I wasn't fast. I didn't run fast or anything. And then I think I only did that for like my freshman and sophomore year. And then after that, I didn't do anything really, just hung out, partied with friends. Really, I got in a lot of trouble in high school.
Well, yeah, I was kind of a nerd. I played football in high school, did a couple of years, but then I got a job and had working, and when life can sneak up on you. I mean, I was holding two jobs at one point when I was younger. I mean, I was working at a gas station, working at a factory here and there. Even one point, I was working at a strip club. Life.
Oh,
I tell you, my life is very eclectic. But yeah, I mean, you should enjoy your life as a young person. And then sometimes you sit back and say, like, what did I really do in my life? Well, now you got yourself a new point. So in the sport, what do you feel like you see in bodybuilding that really needs to change, in your opinion, as a competitor?
oh, I really love bodybuilding, like overall as a sport. Um, I sometimes wish there wasn't so many like backstage politics like involved in it. I try to I really stay out of all of that part of it because it kind of ruins it for me. Like all the drama and this company doesn't like me and they don't like this person and they don't like that person. So I really try not to get involved in all that, but I wish that would change and they would just judge people based on the criteria, like you have the X or you have the bigger half or you have, you're in proportion bikini or, whatever, instead of, oh, well, this person is your coach or this person isn't your coach or you made this coach mad. Like that kind of stuff happens all the time. So it kind of sucks because no matter who their coach is or who they know or don't know, I mean, the effort and the work is the same. So it sucks to put in all that work and then maybe you don't win just because they don't like your coach or they don't, they're friends with someone you're competing against. Like that stuff happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like anything, especially in NPC, IFBB, any sport, which there's money involved in it and
Yeah.
popularity contests. I mean, there's some competitors who I follow that they're good people, but stuff I hear about them it's kind of crazy. Especially I think with women, y'all have a harder time compared to the men. This is how I said it: the men's division, especially if you go into the IFBB or NPC, they're the bottom bitch. Excuse me, my language,
Yeah.
ma'am. They're the ones who get the most attention. Y'all women, unless you're bikini or wellness, the TNA divisions, it's harder for y'all women and women's bodybuilding to get the attention. Like the opportunities are not as much. Like for one thing, women's bodybuilding is hard to turn pro. I mean, you have to do physique to turn pro sometimes. I mean,
Yeah. But it's almost like you go to physique, but then you're bigger than all the physique girls. It's just, I don't know why you wouldn't win in bodybuilding, but you would win in physique. It's just, I don't know. The whole thing is crazy to me.
yeah. There's a
But
lot of great.
I was just going to say, like, the women's bodybuilding category is so small that when I registered for my shows, my coach had to actually contact them and say, hey, like, I have an athlete that wants to compete in women's bodybuilding division, because they totally just took it off their agenda because women weren't competing in the bodybuilding division. So we had to call them and tell them like that I wanted to do bodybuilding division.
Mm-hmm.
And then they added it back on.
Yeah, 'cause it's tough because some promoters don't carry it. One example is like one guy who I was a fan of when I was coming up, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He doesn't have it. He has it in the amateur part, but not enough competitors because, like I said, it's so early in the season, March. Most people are
Yeah.
just getting ready for the holidays, and really, you're not really ready yet. And just it's just that I think they mentioned how women are getting bigger and larger, but even if you look at physique now, some of those women, even though hey, maybe sometimes you might be bigger than some of the physique girls, but there's some physique girls who look more like they should be in bodybuilding, but they always use
Yeah.
that excuse that I look too masculine, I'm not actually feminine enough. But the fact is, it's you going as an athlete, and you got to find a place that works for you.
Yeah, exactly. I saw When I went to Anaheim 2 weekends ago to watch the championship show in Anaheim, there was some of the physique women that were quite big that I was like kind of surprised that weren't competing in bodybuilding category. So that happens all the time too.
Yeah, they use that excuse. So, like I said, so as you know, being a mom, raising kids, what's it like at home? Because you got the 11-year-old who's like about grown. You got the 22-year-old. What's it like with your mom being a bodybuilder? I mean, especially your son. You got to think about it. I love my mom. My mom, was my woman. She's been gone for 4 years, and I don't know if I can take my mom being upstage in a bikini and stuff like that. And say, yo, Jake, your mom looks hot, man. Hey, that's my mom. Yeah, and they're like, hey, mom, I had to come home because these guys got to fight for my love, mama.
Yeah, that's funny. I actually asked my son before I started competing, like how he would feel about it. Me being on stage, like in a bathing suit, would he come watch me? Because I don't ever want to embarrass him. I'm super conscious about that. But luckily, because I had him so young, we grew up together. So we're like best friends. We talk all the time. Like I know what's going on with him, like the down, the dirty, like all the things. And he literally looked at me and he's like, who else's mom is a bodybuilder, can deadlift 500 pounds and bench press 235 pounds and squat 400 pounds? Like, no one else's mom does that. He's like, why would I ever be upset about you doing that? He's like, you're a badass. And it's even, you know, he's had friends comment like, oh, look at you with the MILF. And then he's like, bro, that is my mom. Like, so that's happened quite a few times. So but he's nothing but support. He's totally proud of me. Like I said, we're super close. So he's, I'm lucky. And my daughter, she's extremely supportive. She knows like when I'm on low carb days, my 11-year-old knows what peak week is. She takes my check-in photos for me. Like, yeah, she does all that. So, and when I'm tired, she makes me food and brings me water. She knows how to make my salt water. She does all the things.
That's good. I mean, it's good that you're there to support you. When she's learning something, maybe in the future she might consider getting the bodybuilding herself.
Yeah, her goal actually is to do her first bodybuilding show when she graduates high school, because there's a girl she follows on TikTok that is 18 and she competes, and so that's her big goal for when she graduates high school.
Oh, that's pretty good. We have a comment from my man Chad says, Brother George, it was great to see you again, but I gotta pull out. Mom's calling me. Miss Nikki, you keep doing your thing, sweetie, and check your messages when you can. Keep them legs still looking huge.
Thank you,
And
Chad.
good you all. So yeah, appreciate Chad. Hey, so you got a new thing. So yeah, that's good. That people don't understand about bodybuilding. The mindset of most people in bodybuilding is like, you just taking steroids and you just do this, do that, da, 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 da. That's not it. Here's the thing about this. It's about following a diet, consistency, discipline, the training regimen. You have a lot that's involved in the sport. It's not as easy as some people think, because I've become friends with quite a few people doing this content, and they tell me, say, George, if they were on the cycle and the gear I was on, they wouldn't look like I do, because in fact it's not following guidelines and diets. So like one thing, like what's your training day like? What's the favorite thing you like to do when you're training? The thing, like I know you don't like leg day, but what's that other thing you like the least as you like the most?
I actually really do like leg day. It's hard. My favorite other would definitely be chest and shoulders. I like back, but I mean, even going back to what you said, I mean, I'm not a natural athlete. Taking steroids, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not ashamed of it. But I can take all the steroids I want. I can get all the ugly side effects or whatever, but I'm never gonna grow muscle without going to the gym every day and lifting heavy every time and pushing myself to failure and working out when I don't want to, or working out when I don't feel good. So there's nothing that I don't love about working out, honestly. Like, I love the work. And like, my saying for myself is I never have a serious conversation before I work out, because it's just, it's my zen, it's my safe space. It's just where I go to just really focus. So I love it.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But I think a lot of people get into bodybuilding, they find some kind of peace in it because it helps, especially if you have mental issues. You get through things that can affect you in your life, and sometimes this sport can even bring things into your life a little better. Like sometimes, like I said, you overweight. Now you found a new way
Yeah.
to lose weight, to get in healthier shape. I mean, the sport is a stream, but then there's that side to it where it does give you some rewards to it. And you say you are natural, or like you said.
No, no, I said I'm not a natural athlete. So I was just saying like, yeah, that you can take all the steroids you want, but if you don't do the work, like people think taking steroids is magic and then all of a sudden you're just going to be super jacked, and it's not how it works at all.
No,
Like
because
that's
what
why when women say I don't want to look like you, I say you could probably not, like, not without doing all these things, you know what I mean? Like it's just there, I think there's a lack of comprehension in what steroids do. They don't give you muscles, they just enhance what you're already doing.
mhm. It also helps recovery. Because you know what, if
Yeah.
you don't follow your diet, you don't rest, you don't train, you know, there's so much to it that's involved to it. It's not as easy as everybody think. So like your last show, and I often ask the question, what was that thing that you wanted the most? Especially being on that diet, and you're craving something. What's the thing that was calling your name, Nikki? What's that thing that's you desire the most?
What did I want the most when I got done? I wanted birthday cake Oreos. That's it. Yeah, birthday cake Oreos. That was pretty much it. After both shows, that's what I wanted. They're like my favorite cookie in the world.
Oh, well, that's good. I like Oreos. I think, I don't eat much like I used to. I like the peanut butter, nutter butters. They're nice.
Oh,
Peanut
those are
butter's
good
pretty
too.
healthy. Yeah. I know that thing about it, that food is an important part of training, following the diet, the regimen. I
Yeah.
know your coach got you on like, a cheat meal. You got you on your refeeds and stuff like that. Especially you got 11-year-old. I know she don't like eating what you
No,
eating.
she doesn't eat what I eat at all.
Yeah, that's the thing is children, you kind of like I talk to Lisa that sometimes the kids will like because you know what they they like the food, but sometimes not all kids like it. I can understand. I mean, I tell you the truth. There's some things. One thing is my favorite is Chinese food. I mean, I hadn't had it in a while. I don't do it
Nice.
too often, but it's just something about it. You like that. You get the chicken, and you get the noodles, and like that.
Yeah,
And
it's good.
it's just something. It's just So so it's one thing is it's a special sport especially because for you ladies, it's more expensive. The guys got to wear a pair of banana hammocks and boy shorts. Are you sponsored or is everything's on your shoulder?
No, I actually had my first couple shows. I had a couple of members at the gym that I teach at that, donated and helped me out. And one of my really good friends actually helped pay for my suit. So yeah, but just those suits with the stones on it and stuff. I mean, those are anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 by themselves. So yeah, it is expensive. I'm hoping after I turn pro, I can keep competing and get sponsored, and because everything is just really expensive.
Yeah, because right now, think about it. Not just your suits right there. That's almost some suits can come from anything from 800 to nearly $2,000.
Yeah,
Travel expenses to the shows.
yeah,
You still being an amateur, you have to pay entry fees, and then your
yeah,
hair, your makeup, jewelry, everything. It's a whole presentation, and throwing tanning and everything else. The guys got to put on tan, and that's about it. But you
yeah.
ladies have
Tan
to.
and board shorts. I wish.
Yeah, but like I said, y'all ladies work hard and you train hard. And I know that's why I do this content because that's why I reach out. I would love to have Andre on here one of these days, but I like to reach out to people like yourself, who's as I said, you have your boots on the ground, 10 toes down. You're starting out, and you get to it because you have a love for it. You have to really be passionate about it, because like I said again, it's a sport where not as mainstream, and you put more into it than you get out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah, all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I literally work like three different jobs, like 16 hours a day usually, because I mean I like to maintain the lifestyle that I have, which is great. But then also competing is expensive. But I mean, at this point, it's like whatever it takes. I mean, I don't mind the hustle. It's good for me.
hmm Yeah, the thing is, you have to hustle for the muscle. You know,
That's
you got
right.
you got to put in the work and put in the time. This is a sport you have to be dedicated to. You know, if you don't have dedicated to it, it's not for you. So, like I
Yeah,
said,
you have to really love it because no one's going to be able to do it for you. Like, I mean, what you've worked for is out there. Like, it's noticeable. And if you didn't work, then you notice that too.
hmm especially you have other responsibilities, and your friends and family. Like, what, like your family, the other family. What do they like think of it when you got into bodybuilding?
I'm really lucky with my family. My mom is also a coach where she lives. She's retired and she's 65, and she has a group of kind of women around her age that she coaches and trains. So I was able to help grow her love of just exercise and, working out. And my sister lives in Portland. She works out like crazy and she looks great. And my brother-in-law actually just did his first bodybuilding show about a month ago. So my own brother also works out and is a trainer. So we're all like certified. So I have like the most supportive family you could ask for because we're all kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, because I just recently, I think your mom just started following me on IG. Is this her right here?
Yeah, my mom.
Yeah, she's in Tia nicely. She asked about like you doing a podcast. So yeah, I'm doing a
Yeah,
podcast.
she's so cute.
Yeah, and she works out too. You know, she thinks about even competing, or she just like to work out.
Yeah, no, she had a back problem and then she had a back surgery and just in trying to feel better and lose weight and get healthy, she started training and started working out. And yeah, she's like my best friend. She's so supportive. I'm so lucky to have her.
Where you're just as pretty as your mama.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's so great. That's my sister right there. Yeah.
It's good you have that family bond because, like I said, I've talked to ladies that sometimes when they get into bodybuilding, that their family doesn't understand it. Because it's something different. It's not
Yeah.
something that's the norm for, especially for a woman. Because one thing I become friends with, they tell me that people will, instead of getting chastised women for having muscle, saying like you're too manly, you're too this, you're too that.
Yeah.
But his thing is, you're an athlete. It may not be the stereotypical, sport like your football, basketball, baseball, but you're athletes, train, you work out, you diet.
Yeah.
There's so much involved in it. I mean, if bodybuilding was more mainstream, it gets a lot more attention, maybe get more sponsorships, maybe get more opportunities.
Yeah, but you know why bodybuilding is not mainstream is because it's freaking hard. Like you're talking like the dedication just in the meal plans, like you're really never off. So it's not something that, everybody could do. That's probably why it's not so popular because it's really difficult. I have a lot of people tell me, wow, you look so great and everything, but I could never do that. Like I'm not as disciplined as that. Or, I get questions all the time like, do you eat or when do you eat? Are you allowed to eat this or can you eat this? And it's just people are so worried about what they're not going to have that the end result doesn't even matter at that point.
hmm Because sometimes especially when you're training and prepping, then you can't go out like you're with your friends every other day, or you can't eat at some places. Like I know ladies will tell me to go to family functions or weddings, stuff like that. They bring their own
Yeah.
food because they can't eat the stuff that's there because they're in prep. There's so much involved that people don't are not really understand it. You have to be more
Yeah.
open minded.
Yeah, I actually, when I was in prep last year, I had a couple birthday parties, and I mean, no shame. I went to the restaurant with my little steak and my veggies, and I just asked them for a plate and put it on the plate and ate it. And I just took my food with me. Yeah, but people don't understand. Like society now, if you eat healthy and you do stuff like that, then you're weird. But if you like, eat junk food all the time, then nobody questions you ever. Like it's odd.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It's fit shaming, and it's
Yeah.
funny because I'm like on Monday we're gonna do a thing we talk about body dysmorphia. That's a big thing in bodybuilding,
Oh,
and it's kind of funny how it's people who look like me who fit shaming y'all ladies, but me, I love you ladies. Like I say, I've been one of my crimes, Nikki, is I'm a muscle person. I mean, I just y'all ladies, y'all psych me. I've been following bottom for a long time. And especially when I got a little older and got more into my puberty age, women like Linda Murray and Lori Craval
Yeah.
and those women, and Andrea, she's so beautiful, Angela Yo, I really, like I said again, I maybe it's a fetish, but also doing this content, I'm become more knowledgeable and being a fan.
Yeah. That's good though. I like that you took the time to kind of find out more. And I mean, it's so much more than like a girl standing on stage with muscles. There's so much more to it than that.
Because the mindset, especially as we're called schmoes, guys like myself, and we know the mindset of us is like one thing. We're ladies on stage, you're up there on the stage, y'all vascular, y'all buffed out. There's the old saying, say when your ladies rock hard, we're rock hard. But it's not the fact. We just admire because this is something different than because I'm from the South, from North Carolina. Our women a little bit more. We got some small, skinny women here, but most women a little more full figured, a little more shapely. But
Yeah.
I remember the opportunity when I got to meet some bodybuilders. And a couple of days I became friends with, I did interviews with. And I really get a knowledge from when I do these interviews. I learn more things that most people either don't know or choose not to know. Because, like I said again, there's a lot to the sport that is you sacrificing your time, your money, your mindset, your body. And
Yeah.
as you know, other than maybe getting reward and getting that pro card, like when you get that pro card, what will be like for you? What's that? What's in your mind? We finally say your I be pro.
Oh my gosh. Everything. I mean, it's like the pinnacle. It's the ultimate. It just finally means that, I was able to shed like this entire person and become something that I never thought that I could be. Like that's the premise of my training. I, push my clients really hard all the time. Like I'm kind of known as the mean trainer. But I want everybody to always do something they never thought that they could do. And I like being uncomfortable, and I think you grow from being uncomfortable, and I'm not a stranger to it, and I'm not scared of it. So once I get that pro card, it's just like all the work has been worth it, all the sacrifice. I don't know, what's going to happen after that, but that's definitely the big goal right now.
Yeah, because it's a lot of sacrifices. Like I said, time, money. I know there's more time you really should spend with your kids if you like, but you know what? It's good that they understand that their mother has something, a goal she wants us to achieve. You know,
Yeah.
it's good you have that support. But like I said, this is a tough sport, and to do this, you have to make a lot of those sacrifices. And if that's one thing I've talked to ladies, sometimes friendships have changed because you change your life, you're changing your mindset. Some people say, I can't hang out with you like I used to. I'm going to move on. But that's the thing is, if those people are not willing to stand by you while you change yourself, then they're not really friends.
Yeah, bodybuilding will definitely show you who really supports you, who's there for you. I mean, no matter what, because, yeah, as you get closer to stage day, like life is rough. You don't feel good a lot of the times. You're irritable. If you're taking gear, then it changes your mood. It changes how you feel. So it really it weeds out the weak. And even spectating bodybuilding like isn't cheap, and it's work, and you got to wait, and it's expensive to even go watch. So it really just shows you who your true support is, and who's there for you, and who really is down for it.
Yeah, that's true. Because you know what, it's good that you have your family, your friends to support you. Those who didn't, well, let them go. Like I said, this is from my favorite quote from Rocky Balboa. It's not how hard you can hit; it's how hard you can take the hits and keep
Yeah.
moving forward. That's how winning is done. You just got to take the hits sometimes. I know I've seen some ladies that they went through some hardships, but because they were determined to get that opportunity, either to get a pro card or get to the Olympia stage, they
Yeah.
accept the sacrifices. And that's the thing is, that's truly what makes a person that test them, their mental and their physical in the sport.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing comfortable about going into the gym and, feeling like you're gonna die while you're doing, skull crushers, or, you can't make it when you squat. There's nothing comfortable about being in the gym. There's nothing comfortable about, sweating all over the place and grunting and yelling and, throwing around a bunch of heavy shit. But when you leave the gym, you always feel better. So, again, like growth is, goes with uncomfortable. It happens.
And also puking, so that's not good.
Only if you have my coach and he's mean to you on the first day.
You sound like your coach sound. He's a taskmaster. He sound like he's.
Yeah, he wanted to see what I was made of, so there we go.
He must be like Ivan Drago said, "I must break you."
Oh, well, he won for sure.
Throw in the towel. Throw the damn towel.
Yeah, he definitely won. He's so mean.
Well, we're not gonna hold the lovely Miss Treadway too long. I mean, Treadway too long. We do appreciate the time she comes here and share her story. Wish you all the best for her in
Thank
her
you.
upcoming season. Like don't need to think, because this is my favorite quote from my favorite movie, Batman Begins, when Jim Gordon says to Batman, I never get a chance to thank you. Says you never have to. This is why I have this channel, because to give women like yourself to share your story out there. You never know. Somebody be watching this who's maybe going through what you're going through. And they say, you know what? I can't be a bodybuilder. It's too expensive. Yeah. But here's the thing is, it might be, don't try to be a bodybuilder. Just maybe try to make some changes in your life. Like, take out certain things. Like one lady told me one thing, she don't eat processed foods. I try not to eat too much too often. I'm not saying I'm a bodybuilder, but still I try to eat a little smarter. Just make these changes. And that's the thing is, the changes are easy to make, but some people don't think they are. They think it's just hard. But it's just, you have to change your mindset. I know, especially I'm 50 years old, and I'm glad to say that. I've lived a long life, but now I have to grow and adapt. Especially if we want to live a little longer life.
Yeah, I think I always tell my clients when I start them out, one thing at a time. Like, we don't need to change everything all at once. Like this week, we're focusing on getting the workouts done, on time, on schedule, or every day. Next week, we're going to make sure we focus on the workouts and maybe the water. And eventually over time, things become a habit, but one day at a time, one habit at a time, one workout at a time. I think that, a lot of people try to do too much too fast, and then it's completely overwhelming and they burn out in a couple weeks. And so, yeah, that would be my advice. Just take it slow.
Yeah. Everything is, like I said, often I hear just bodybuilding is not a race, it's a marathon. And take the time to work on the things you need to work on, make your improvements, just, like I said, just really think about what you're doing in this process, and find the things that work best for you. You can't do everybody else do. Everybody can't, like one thing is with men and women, you can't give the same plan you give to a man, you give to a woman, because women and men are different. Biology is different, physically different. And what might work for this man may not work for a woman. And that's a good thing that your coach understands that, and it's also a good thing what you're doing for your clients and helping them out, especially what you've been through. And one thing is, I will say like this: sponsorship does help these ladies, any competitor, man or woman. Sponsorship does help because it helps cut the cost of a lot of things again to sport. But guys, this is what I don't want to hear. Like, hey, Nikki, yeah, I seen your pictures. You're really buff, you're really thick. I like that. So I got an idea. No, stop that. No, stop that. This is what you do. If you are someone seriously interested in sponsoring athletes, says, Mrs. Treadway, we find your story very fascinating. How you lost your weight, how you found bodybuilding, what stuff you're doing now. We are a company that like to sponsor athletes like you. So, we want to see you grow and develop. And if you're interested in our product and it works with you, let us know and how you feel about it. We really want to see you as an athlete succeed and represent us, and we represent you. So would you be interested?
I mean, that would be a really nice message to receive. That would be a lot better than, can you send me some private pictures in your posing suit?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's weird. I mean, that's even your coach will ask you this, because like I said, I mean, it's just people out there, and that's the thing is, women in bodybuilding can be just sexualized as women in other divisions, because there's guys. I'm not like that type of guy. I wouldn't ask that. I have ladies who I've become friendly with, and they send me pictures, like a progress picture. George, say, why you send me these? Say, well, George, I trust you. You're a good person. And say, okay, I appreciate it. And then I ask them, hey, you mind if I share them and put them on social media? Yeah, you can care, because I trust you. You're a good person. That's the thing is, it's about trusting somebody and then know that, okay, I respect your boundaries and I'm a fan. But some guys can be. You have both sides of the coin. You have the guys who saying, "Wow, she got too buff for me. She got too much muscle. I don't like that." You have guys that, "Wow, she got a lot of muscle. I got to really turn on in case she flex for me." No, but then you have those other guys kind of undercover saying, "I don't like chick with all that muscle." Then you say, "Hey, Nikki, I saw you on your last interview. You look pretty cute. I don't want my friends to know about this because I like muscle women." But that's the thing is, you should like who you like. If
Yeah,
somebody got a
I
problem,
agree with that.
yeah, if somebody got a problem with it, that's them. You got to live your life. You can't live for somebody else.
Yeah. Dating is challenging sometimes, but it's just sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, that's good that you got lucky. That's good. I think some ladies, some people think that women can't, who Bobby can't find. But I know ladies who have husbands, have kids, who have lives, who have boyfriends, girlfriends. I mean, and it's good that they understand who you are and what you're doing. You know, but like I said, like some guys would say, "Hey, I don't want my wife to be too buff like me. I don't want her to be too like. I don't want to be like laying in the bed next to the morning saying she sounds like Vin Diesel from Fast and Furious, 500. This is me, your order a mile." I got a friend, his wife's a bodybuilder, told her, say, if she gets that, we're gone. We're broke. I'm over with it. I said, man, you're not gonna do it. You love her. So, Miss Treadway, we appreciate the time you've given us and thank you for sharing your story. This is something I will ask. What would you want out of bodybuilding for yourself?
For myself, I just want the confidence and confidence in myself. I spent so long having such low self-esteem and literally trying to kill myself because I was so fat and so miserable and just so unhappy. And like I said, I mean, I hate public speaking. Like I had to calm myself down even before coming on here because I'm like, oh gosh, people are going to be looking at me. So it's just training, coaching, competing. I just all want it to lead to just confidence. I want to be able to be confident in who I am, own who I am. And most of all, though, I want to pass that on to my kids. I want to pass that on to the women that I train and the men that I train. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're putting in the work and doing what you need to do, then be confident in yourself and believe in yourself. Like, I have so many, I can't lift that. It's too heavy. I can't do that. It's too much. And then they do it. And then they're really happy because they did it. So it's just confidence and belief in yourself. Like that's all I want, out of this ultimately.
That's a good thing. You need that, especially like I said again, you're on the stage in front of judges and all these people. You have to have that courage. Most people won't be able to do it. I mean, I have heard ladies that sometimes have to get a little bit tipsy before they go out to show. I've heard some women who actually puked on stage.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Yeah, but like I said again, if you have the courage to do what you do, if you are determined to go out there and like I said, be a good mother for your children. Show that what, if I can do it, you can do it. That's the one thing about it. Yeah. This is for a man, Mohammed. Shout out to him coming through. He says, "Great interview. Do you find dieting down gets harder the more you do it?" So because right now you're in your process of dieting because you really think about competing next year.
Yeah, I haven't really run into that yet. I'm very, very lucky. My body responds really quickly and really well to carbs, no carbs, whatever I'm doing. So as long as I follow the plan, I haven't really had a problem quite yet. But I do kind of think that's genetics and just how I am. I can lose weight and diet down pretty quickly, but I also gain weight really fast. My body's pretty sensitive. So I haven't really run into an issue at the moment.
That's good. That's everything you have to have a plan. But my other guy says that, I don't have a plan. I'm just a dog chasing cars. I don't know what to do when I get one. And before I leave, Nikki, I want to tell you something. You are beautiful. I'm sorry about him. I mean, I gotta, never mind. So, we do appreciate the time you've given us and we wish you best of luck. Like I said,
Thank
next
you.
year, like I said, yeah, good luck. Do you have anybody you want to shout out to before you go?
My coach, my family, my friends. I have some great people that I work out with. The manager of the gym that I go to. Like I have such a large community of support and people that love me and care about me. And I'm thankful for everybody.
That's good. That's good. That and your mother, you're just a great lady. Your kids are great. Your family's great.
Oh yeah.
You know, your coach, he's a bully. You know, but
But that's what I need though, because I'm kind of a bully too sometimes.
he's a big bully. You're like, you get that, you're gonna puke. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's good that it takes a lot. It takes a village to help a bodybuilder. It's a
Yeah. I'm
people
blessed. I
say,
have no complaints. I'm no complaints. I'm super blessed. I'm thankful.
yeah, that's a good thing. My mom always told me, trust and believe, son, that things will go good for you. So we'd like to thank again Nikki Treadway for coming through here. Shout out to my man, Chad Davis, my brother KL Wanderer, my brother XA Gucci 23, Muhammad who came through. All who watch this video, who watch this live stream, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media platforms. As I said again, if you want to follow Nikki, her link is in the description of this live stream. Also, if you're someone interested, because you do most of your coaching is mostly in person. Do you a lot of online coaching too?
I do both actually. I have some in person clients, sorry, and then I actually have quite a few remote clients also that I train and program. So I have an app that I use and I program all the workouts, the nutrition, and they log their workouts as they do them, and then I see them and respond to them. So yeah, I do both online and in person.
So if somebody's out there interested, maybe helping with weight loss, strength, whatever you need, reach out to her. Her links again, links so you can find the app. Check her out. This will help her because you know what, make some money so you can pay for bodybuilder
Yeah,
and pay for that 11-year-old. You gotta, because
always,
won't be
always, of
long.
course, yeah.
Won't be
If you
long.
make it to my Instagram, my link tree's on there for like the coaching stuff. So
Yeah, and won't be long for she's a teenager. God. My mother had to raise 3 daughters and 3 boys, and plus 2 grandsons. I mean, it's one thing with boys. We love our mother's our best friend. My mother was my best friend. Like you said,
yeah,
as your son. But daughters, you raise them become their own woman. Sometimes you butt heads. It's like same with sons and fathers. Because you raise a man to become a man, you got to butt heads. You raise a woman to become a woman, you got to butt heads. But when you come to mom, you're our first love. You're our first woman. Girlfriends, wives come and go, but we lose a mother, you never can get her back.
yeah, yeah. That's very, very true. I'm very close to my son.
Yeah, that's true. So, folks, again, if you want to follow Nikki, her link's in the description. Check her out. If you want to support her, we can't wait to see what she's gonna bring next year. We wish her all the best. Maybe she'll get a pro card. Maybe someday we might even see her on Stopping the Big Dog with stage at Olympia. Be out there with my girlfriend. Andrea's my girlfriend. So
Ah, I got
I
you.
know. She don't know that, but
She will know. She'll know one day. She'll know one
Well,
day.
I know people know her, and I think she's a great person. She really, really has give new life for women's bodybuilding. Her and
Yeah.
quite a few other women. But I hope maybe one day I get on here, even just to meet her. I don't know. I might act like a little girl in springtime when I meet her.
Make sure you have her sign your forehead.
Yeah, I might. Yeah. I'll never wash my face again.
Ever.
So, folks, I appreciate for Nikki coming here. I shout out to my brothers who came here and watched this live stream. If you're anybody who watched this, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media links, support Nikki and her path as a bodybuilder. Like I said, folks, this is a tough sport. And for you haters, this I say to you, you can hate so much, but we care so little. So, thank you again, ma'am. I appreciate your time. You should be on our way to your page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Feel like Scott. Good night, good evening, good luck, and see you later.
Thank you, George.
You're welcome. Thank you.